Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for a Monday afternoon, July 16th. Of course, once again, my partner, my trusty partner, Jimmy the Bag, is on a well-deserved, very well-deserved vacation all week long. So I'll be flying solo. Who knows what's going to happen when I'm doing it all by myself? Anything's possible. You know what I'm saying? The Bag is a very a mitigating factor when it comes to my craziness. You know what I'm saying? He calms me down. He chills me out. You know what I'm saying? When he's not around, things get a lot more unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen in the Loshak in the Bag show, and especially when I'm hosting it solo. No, I don't know. Who knows? It's probably going to be the same old shit, which is actually pretty good. People seem to like the show. All right, let's see. Of course, today we have the Home Run Derby. We broke that down extensively in the morning show. Believe it or not, we did talk about it for about 40 minutes. We broke down all the factors. We broke down park factors. We broke down exit velocity. We broke down average home run length. We even broke down who is going to be pitching the batting practice pitches to these guys. We broke down who's more likely or not likely to, or less likely to get the 30-second bonus for hitting 2 long shots. So we broke the hell out of the Home Run Derby down, and we had some conflicting opinions. Kobe Valentine, regular commenter Kobe Valentine in particular, pretty high on Bregman, and I'm not quite totally 100% seeing that. In the morning show, I did give 3 opinions, and I only made 1 official pick. I said that I liked Hoskins, I said that I liked Schwarber, and I said that I liked Baez, but I only gave Hoskins as an official pick, and that line has moved against me. The other 2 leans that I had that I didn't give as official picks moved in my favor. So if I want to give them as official picks right now, I'll have to get significantly worse lines than I could have got in the morning show. We also discussed the 2 Summer League games, NBA Summer League games that are going on tonight. It is the semifinals in the Summer League. I also gave 2 picks on each game. I gave 1 pick on each game. I gave the over at 170 in the Lakers game and the Portland team total over at 86. I bet that one at 84.5. A lot of people were making we're giving some insightful analysis, saying that they thought that these semifinal games might be lower scoring than you would normally expect. They are playing on back-to-backs. The Lakers and Portland are playing on 2-game back-to-backs. The opponents are playing on 3 consecutive back-to-backs. But since the morning show, both of those lines have just been bet higher. The Lakers total is now up to 174. The Portland team total has gotten bet higher as well, and I believe that both of the favorite lines for the Lakers and Portland have gotten bet up also. So we'll discuss that a little bit more in the afternoon show. We also started to talk about what to expect in general from MLB in the second half of the season, and reviewed some of the notable results from the first half of the MLB season, and we'll be doing that all week long until the MLB regular season starts up again on Friday with the full game, so with the full slate of games on Friday. So in this show, Tuesday show, Wednesday show, and Thursday show, we will be discussing futures odds for to win the pennant and to win the World Series, and more importantly, who might be in for some negative or positive regression as far as bullpens are concerned, teams are concerned in terms of ROI, pitchers, starting pitchers, and we'll discuss all that. So if you have any opinions on anything that you might be looking for or expecting in the second half of the MLB season, bring it up during the show, and we'll acknowledge it and discuss it. And hopefully we'll have a fun time this week when there's not that much to bet on. CFL will be coming around later on this week. Of course, there is WNBA tomorrow, and as always, UFC. So we'll be talking about that all week long. But as of right now, it's all about the Home Run Derby. And once again, a lot of strong opinions on both sides of each of these first round matchups, and a lot of strong opinions, conflicting opinions as far as who has no chance or who's a live dog. Let me see. What else do we have here going? I'm looking for some comments coming in. Whoa, a lot of comments coming in. Let me see. Ayahusha 07 gave the opinion brought to our attention that the Cubs players and Hoskins got in at 3 a.m. this morning. It suggested that would be a factor that would indicate that maybe they won't do as well as some people might be expecting. And apparently the travel was a factor that hurt Stanton last year. So maybe that is a factor that I'm overlooking a little bit. But I'm thinking that I'm going to throw away that factor right now. Yeah, they got in late. That's true, but this isn't quite the same deal as a full game. It's it's an exhibition that I think they're going to get up for. And if they're motivated to do well here, then I think the travel probably won't affect them as much as some people might think. But I could be totally wrong on that one. And definitely, Baez and Schwarber have both taken money recently. So people have been betting Baez and Schwarber since the morning show. Let's get to some comments. And let me see. CC Fitness says, Pete, did you cap which Derby guy is probably using the most Trenbolone? I mean, my assumption is, my assumption is they're all on Trenbolone, right? Or how else would they be in the majors? I mean, that's my assumption, CC Fitness. Some guys respond better to lower doses. Some guys respond better to higher doses. But I'm assuming they're both on 1,500 milligrams of Trenbolone a week. All of them. All 8 of the contestants. That would be my assumption. But, I could be wrong about that. But that's just a safe assumption that, as far as whatever performance-enhancing drugs they might be using, they're all on all of them, and it's all roughly equal as far as that effect. All right, so let's see. Alan Action says, I know Harper chokes in big situations, but this Derby at home might be the ticket. Although we have seen, a highly regarded Derby contestants playing at their home stadiums in recent years also choke. So it might be something having to do with the home run derby in general. And if Harper is particularly prone to choking in big situations, he might be prone for a choke here. And it's definitely true that he opened at about -200. The first line I saw for Harper was about -200 in the morning show. He was bet all the way up to -240, 250. And then recently, I don't know exactly where the odds are right now, but recently, definitely some significant money came back the other way on Freeman, and Harper was back down to about -215 or so. So there was definitely some buyback on Freeman as a big underdog by someone. All right, so let's see what else do we have here. Okay, a lot of other comments coming in. All right, all the comments coming in, all the initial comments are all about the Home Run Derby, so we can jump to that. We're officially done with the show opening, and let's move on to the Home Run Derby segment of the show. Once again, I did give Hoskins as an official play this morning. I gave the Pinnacle line, and it was plus 114, and that line has since gotten worse. Let me pull up the exact lines right now, up to the second at Pinnacle right here. Hoskins right now is let me see, where is it? Hoskins, wow, damn, geez, plus 131. So it's gotten bet even further since the last time I checked in Aguilar's favor. All right, I might be on the wrong side of that one. I gave Hoskins as an official pick at plus 115 at Pinnacle. Now he's up to plus 131. Of course, some of the factors that people consider when handicapping the Home Run Derby is their average exit velocity on their home runs during the season, and the average distance of their home runs during the season as well. And that, of course, is against live pitching, against in-game pitching, not batting practice pitching. So it's not perfectly analogous. You can't map one onto the other perfectly, but it is a factor that people cite and consider. And based on those metrics, Hoskins and Aguilar should be roughly evenly matched here. Of course, Hoskins was injured earlier in the year, so that is a reason that his overall season-long statistics are not as impressive right now as Aguilar. Aguilar is the number 1 seed. Hoskins is the number 8 seed, and Aguilar has definitely been getting bet up. And now I'm seeing the odds for Bryce Harper are now getting bet back. Harper's now, back up to 250 at Pinnacle. So the initial money came in on Harper, then some buyback came in on Freeman as an underdog, and now the most recent money that has come in at Pinnacle has been on Harper, betting Harper all the way back up to minus 250. And of course, Harper has the longest distance by a significant margin in terms of the average distance of his home runs out of all the people, out of all the contestants here. Harper's about 407 feet, and the second guy is here. Let me pull up. I have the actual numbers here. Let me just pull it up. Bookmarks here. I have it bookmarked, but Harper's average home run is about 5 feet more than the number 2 guy in the contest. Let me just pull it up, and I can give you the specific numbers if anyone's interested. Hold on, let me just pull it up. Bookmarks. Hold on one second. Where the hell is it? And there it is. Okay, open. There we go. All right, so those are factors that people consider. Another factor that I consider that I haven't heard too many people discussing in their analysis of the home run derby is who's going to be pitching to these guys. Some people are going to be pitched to by people they're much more familiar with. Others are going to be pitched to by people that by guys that they're less familiar with. And my sense is that hold on, let me open my freaking notes here. Sorry, because Jimmy's not here, there's going to be a little dead air here and there in the shows, but that's going to be okay. My sense is that might be a factor that's overlooked a little bit. I think familiarity with the guy who's pitching to you is probably a benefit here. It's probably a bonus. If you read here, hold on one second. Sorry, just one second. If you read Muncie's comments about the guy who's going to be pitching to him, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of synergy between the two of them, and that might be a factor that will matter a bit. Baez, of course, Baez is now at plus 120 against Muncie, and Schwarber is up to minus 179, so it's a 20-cent move at Pinnacle. Schwarber was minus 158 in the morning show. Now he's all the way up to minus 179 currently at Pinnacle. So I gave as an official play Hoskins. That I got a terrible line. That line has moved 15 cents against me, and my leans were Schwarber and Baez, and they have both gone in my direction. And if I want to give them now, I'd have to take a much worse line on both of those. But I bet all 3 of them. That's okay. That's all right. And let's get to some, and once again, to win the whole thing, again, Harper is the favorite. He's obviously getting bet down. He's now down to about plus 217. In the morning, he was about plus 250, so money coming in on Harper to win the whole thing. The field against Harper is right now minus 255 at Pinnacle, and our beloved commenter Kobe Valentine has been giving the opinion all day long that where is that guy? That Bregman might have some value as an underdog. He likes Bregman. He took a shot with Bregman at plus 1,400 to win the whole thing, and Bregman at Pinnacle is now about 10.5 to 1, about plus 1050. So. Maybe he's right about that, and Kobe Valentine took the longest shot in the field with Bregman. Bregman's, in general, his exit velocity and distance numbers on his home runs are the worst of the field, and so that's part of the reason why he's such a big long shot here. He's also, a diminutive guy who presumably will have a harder time hitting these batting practice pitches over the distance to get the extra 30-second bonus. So that's the reason why Bregman is the big underdog here. But Kobe Valentine likes his swing and thinks that he has big value as a big underdog. Bregman's average distance on his home runs this year, 384 feet, and that is worse by 10 feet compared to the rest of the field here. The second worst is Aguilar and Hoskins, tied at about 394. So Bregman's average distance on his home runs 384. Aguilar and Hoskins are at 394, and of course Harper's in the lead at 409. And Bregman's exit velocity is also significantly worse than the rest of the field. Bregman's exit velocity is 100 miles an hour, and that is 3 miles an hour worse than the second worst, who is Aguilar, who's up at about 104 miles an hour on his exit velocity. So Bregman is at 100 miles per hour for his exit velocity on his home runs. Aguilar is the second worst at 104 miles an hour. And Kyle Schwarber has the best exit velocity, average exit velocity on his home runs at 107 miles per hour out of the 8 contestants. So statistically, there's reasons not to like Bregman, but Kobe Valentine loves his swing and thinks he might have value as a big underdog. All right, let's get to some other comments, see what people have to say. Let me see. We're having fun right now. I think we're having fun. I think this is a pretty good show so far. Let's see. Other comments here. Yes, Kobe Valentine says Bregman is a number 4 for a reason. Also, he can win it all. Muhammad Joma likes Baez and Bregman to win their matchups. Okay. I was liking Baez as well, and Bregman, of course, is going up against. Where are the odds here? Bregman is going up against Schwarber, and Bregman is plus 150 right now at Pinnacle, plus 152. All right, so Mohamed Joma likes Bregman and Baez, and Kobe Valentine likes Bregman as well. Wow. Cam Raphael says, Pete, quote unquote, overthinking Loshak. Absolutely. That's what I do, Cam Raphael. And especially when it comes to stuff like the home run derby. Kobe Valentine says Schwarber will shit the bed. Interesting. Kobe Valentine with a strong contrarian play. The market has made a bigger move on Schwarber than any of the other contestants here, even bigger than Aguilar over Hoskins. More than a 20-cent move in favor of Schwarber since the morning. But Kobe Valentine and Mohamed Joma liking Bregman. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, thank you so much, Kobe Valentine. With super nice comment. All right. What do we hear? And wow, Ayahusha07 also likes Bregman over Schwarber and Aguilar over Hoskins. Okay. And Bill Buttlicker says, I agree with Kobe. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick with Hoskins as my... I'm starting to have a feeling that I have no friggin' clue what I'm talking about here when it comes to where value might lie in the home run derby. I thought that familiarity with the guy pitching to them would be an advantage, and that people who are going to be pitched to by someone that they aren't so familiar with might be a disadvantage. What the hell do I know? Maybe I'm wrong about that one. But yeah, CC Fitness says I think Hoskins will get that 30-second bonus. Yes, Hoskins can crush it. Let me see. What else do we have? Other comments coming in. Let's see. Mali Mal says Baez should beat Muncy. That's what I was thinking. People were saying that Baez might not have the stamina to do well over 4 minutes. Again, stamina is an issue in the new format of the home run derby. That's what the players say. They get a rest that they're able to use strategically. But everyone who's been involved in this format says that stamina does matter. You're just swinging over and over and over again. It's not like a regular at bat or any other way that you're hitting. You're just trying to get in as many swings as you can, and those swings, the stress from all those swings adds up quickly over 4 minutes. So endurance is a factor here, and there are some people who have given the opinion that they think that is going to be a big weakness for Baez. But Mally Mal says Baez should beat Muncy. Let's see what else. CC Fitness likes Hoskins to beat Aguilar and Baez to beat Muncy. That's what I'm thinking as well. Let me see other comments coming in. CC Fitness likes Harper longest home run in round 1 plus 255. That might be again. Harper does have the longest average home run distance by a significant amount over the rest of the field. So that might be a sharp play there. Liking CC Fitness, Harper longest home run in round 1 plus 255. Let me see other comments coming. Oh, Mohamed Joma, Bregman, Baez, and Aguilar parlay. Wow. Mohamed Joma feeling so confident in his opinions on these picks in the home run derby that he's willing to parlay them. Let me see other comments. Alan Action got Harper at 300 to win. Nice job, Alan Action. You beat a nice line move there. Excellent job there. Let's see. Benjamin Creasy says Javier Baez hits a lot of ground balls. Yeah, I mean the big question is, what adjustments will these guys be able to make in their swings? Muncy has been. They interviewed Muncy, and he might have been bullshitting, but he said that he's not planning on altering his swing much. He said he's just gonna swing as he normally does and quote unquote have fun with it and hope for the best. So if you take that at his word and you think that Baez is going to alter his swing in some way that will be smart and help him to hit home runs, then that's got to be a big advantage to Baez. Freeman is also a guy who's known for not hitting home runs in batting practice. Is he going to alter his swing? Presumably a bit, but maybe not. We'll see. Let me see other comments. Wow, Jay Scum says I'm throwing caution to the wind and taking Hoskins to win the whole thing. Got him at plus 900 at 5 dimes. I'll tell you what, Jay Scum, that might not be a bad play there. If you gave me a free play on this whole thing, and I had to take it and I had to throw it on someone to win, I might take a shot with Hoskins. He's big. He can easily get the 30-second bonuses. And he might be a little bit, because of his year-long numbers, because of the injury, might be getting overlooked a little bit. I definitely think that Hoskins has more value at about 8 to 1 than Bregman at 10.5 to 1, but I might just be totally reading Bregman totally wrong here. Entirely possible, and I'm just way reading Bregman wrong. All right, other comments coming in on home run derby. Ayahuasca there again says Schwarber will be tired from traveling from San Diego to Washington. Arrived at D.C. at 3 a.m. Okay. Let me see. Other comments here. I'm scanning for comments. And Young Vaughn says, what's King Rail's Summer League plays? I read that King Rail recommended an early parlay on the two favorites, on Portland and the Lakers, and both of those lines have gotten bet significantly up since they opened. But I can't say that for certain. I just remember someone said that in the morning show. Yep, Ole Miss says I took Schwarber. Okay. Other comments coming in. Let's see if anyone has any opinions here, or we can just move on. Let's see. Bill Butler says, Pete, there should be some much closer lines tomorrow night in the Tuesday Night Contenders series. Yes, I'm going to try to handicap that, and we will definitely talk about that tomorrow as well. Bobby Valentine says, Aguilar, I don't think will shit the bed. He will put up competitive numbers. Okay. So Kobe Valentine with some clear opinions on who will and will not shit the bed. Kobe Valentine believes Aguilar will not shit the bed, while Schwarber will shit the bed. We'll see if he's right. We'll see if he's right. Okay. Neil Frank says Baez will strike out. Yeah. I mean, you never exactly know what you're going to get here. You never exactly know. Alan Action says, I like Schwarber, Pete. Scotty Rock Forever says, Pete, we are all guessing. Okay. I don't like to hear that. Okay. Let me just make a final decision here on whether I want to add either of my two leans, which are Baez over Muncy and Schwarber over Bregman. Problem is, if I add them as official plays and they lose, I do have to take those units off my record, which I can't go back and then say, but it was just the friggin' home run derby. All right, well then you shouldn't have made them official plays then. You know what I'm saying? I already made Hoskins as an official play, and I'm okay with it. I don't like the line move, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm all right with my play on Hoskins over Aguilar, and maybe Hoskins to make the final is a nice play as well. Schwarber minus 179, Baez over Muncy plus 120. Strong opinions both ways here. Some people just thinking that Baez is just not going to show up for this. He's going to hit a lot of ground balls, that he's too hyped up on his own awesomeness, and that he'll come in here and completely underwhelm. And the same deal with Schwarber against Bregman. All right, you know what? I won't get too crazy. I'll hold off. I'll just make the one pick. Hoskins over Aguilar plus 114. If it loses, I'll eat a unit loss, and if it wins, I'll add 1.14 units of onto my record, which is right now plus 27 units in MLB. I had a high water mark of 50 units about a week ago and hemorrhaged about 23 units over the past week. That's all right, This is the ups and downs of how this stuff goes. All right. I'll check for any final comments on the home run derby, and then we'll move on. Nicholas Newell says, Pete, wow, so many people liking Bregman. Nicholas Newell, Pete, I bet Bregman and Harper to win it all. It's going to be one of them. Wow. How can all these people be liking Bregman if they don't have real reasons for it? I'm starting to think that Bregman might be a live dog here. Nicholas Newell, Pete, I bet Bregman and Harper to win it all. It's going to be one of them. Very interesting. Very interesting. CC Fitness says yes on Baez over Muncy. Yes. Alan Action says, stick to your guns, Pete. Schwarber. I don't know, man. Alan, a lot of people are liking Bregman to do very well here and to win it all. All right, I'll officially throw on Baez over Muncy. I'll throw it on. What the hell? Hopefully at least one of them will win, and then I'll break even. Either Hoskins or Baez will win. I'll throw on Baez. I know a lot of people are about to be typing in, no, don't do it, Pete. No, don't do it. I'm going to take it. Baez plus 120. His brother is pitching to him. They should have a synergy. I'm not convinced that Muncy really cares about this one. I'm not convinced that he's going to, break his, that he's going to alter his swing at all. I'm not convinced that he has a good connection with the guy who's going to be pitching to him. I think Baez wants this. His brother's going to be pitching to him. I think Baez is going to alter his swing. Yeah, he might completely shit the bed and just strike out and hit a lot of grounders. But as an underdog, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Baez plus 120. So now I have two official plays going. Baez plus 120, Hoskins plus 114, and hopefully one of them will win, and then I will, add 1/10 of a unit to my official record. All right, here's my two picks. That is a good drink right there. All right, so let's move on to the NBA Summer League. In the morning show, I did give give two official plays, and I did bet them both. I gave the over in the Lakers-Cavs game. I gave it at 170 minus 113, and now at Heritage, it's 176. Holy shit. A 6-point move since I bet it and gave it as an official play. And the Portland team total over, I bet it at 84.5. In the morning, it was 86, and I gave it anyway, and now it's up to 86.5. Both of these favorites have gotten bet up significantly. I think the Lakers opened at 5, or the first line I saw was 5. Now it's up to 6.5. And the Blazers opened at 4, or at least the first line I saw was 4, and now it's gotten bet up to 6. The Cavs game, it makes me a little bit nervous. The Cavs did sit two of their better players in their last game. Of course, the Cavs and Memphis are playing 3 straight back-to-backs. Which these games are shorter, so maybe it doesn't matter as much as it would during the regular season. But yeah, maybe I should go for a middle on this Lakers-Cavs game. Mally Mal in the morning said that he was leaning under and was surprised that the line had moved up to 172. Mally Mal, if you're watching, 176 is the current line at Heritage. Let me pull up the lines at Pinnacle. Let me see, where is it? NBA Summer League. Let's see what we got right now at Pinnacle. Let's see if the lines are off. Yeah, 175.5 at Pinnacle, and no team totals though at Pinnacle. So those were the 2 plays I gave. Let's see. What else do we have here? Other comments coming in on the NBA Summer League. Yes, Mally Mal says went all the way up to 174.5. Shaded to the under. I'm in the shade percentage. Mally Mal, it's up to 176 right now at Heritage and Pinnacle. Pinnacle's 175.5, juice to the over. Can you believe that? You believe this shit, Mally Mal? Could the market be that wrong? The answer is definitely yes. I gave the over 170 as an official play. Maybe I should give under 176 and go for a fat opportunity for a middle. Maybe I should do that. Let me see. Other comments here. Other comments coming in here. Let's see. Yes, Young Vaughn likes the under. Everyone in the comment section in the morning show was leaning under. Tom Marino was leaning under. Mally Mal was leaning under. Now Young Vaughn is leaning under. Yep, Lamont Williams. I like the under in that game. Chris Carter says, do they play OT in Summer League? Yes, they do. They do play OT in Summer League. Or maybe they did last year. I don't know if they do this year, but I'm assuming, yes, they do play OT. Mally Mal, I'm still going on the under. Jay Patel says it's going over, Mally. Nova Sports Network says, Loshak, what's up, Nova Sports Network? Yes, Mally Mal says, I like that, Pete. You got a good number at 170. Now you got a little cushion. That's true. Maybe I should have a little fun and go for the middle and take the under minus 176. Yes, Nick Dial says, I think it's a good spot to catch a middle if you really bet it earlier, Pete. I did. Nick Dial. I did really bet it earlier. And I don't know about this. Tom Marino was right. You don't exactly know what's going to happen. I know that LeBron James is there watching the players. So they want to put on a show for him, but they kind of put on their show yesterday. Sean Robertson says, haven't touched a Summer League line yet. Actually, haven't even looked at one, and I feel quite good about it. Yes, very nice. Very nicely done, Sean Robertson. You could make that same argument for all of sports betting in general. You could make a strong argument for doing that. All right. So not that many opinions coming in on the Summer League games, except for a few people still sticking with the under. Kobe Valentine says, if LeBron is in the house, I'd go with the over. These players want to be all flashy and offensive for LeBron, except that that's what they did yesterday. So I'm concerned. Kobe Valentine, a professional athlete, okay, or a AAA baseball player. Now, if you got LeBron watching you and you go all flashy and you put up 109 points and all that, and then you got to play the next day and LeBron's there again, are you going to play flashy again 2 nights in a row, or does it wear off? And is your desire to impress LeBron with all your offensive flash diminish the second night after doing it once? I really don't know. The deepest I got into sports was Little League, and I dominated Little League, but I can barely remember it. So I'm not sure what the motivation would be here for these teams. Maybe they want to impress LeBron with a little bit of D. You know what I'm saying? That's not out of the question, especially if it's a tight game, which it probably will be. Mally Mal saying exactly that. They just put up 101 last night. It's not going over on the Lakers' part. On the Lakers' part. Young Vaughn says it's going to be an intense game. I feel under. Absolutely. And again, the Cavs did sit two of their best players yesterday, so those guys are going to come in here and be fresh. Yes, Sean Robertson, you are right, Loshak. NBA is just my worst sport. Sean Robertson, me too. Minus 29 units last year on my official plays, although my leans were up about 33 units or something like that. But my official picks were down about 30 units last year in the NBA. Second year in a row I had a public record that was embarrassing in NBA. So yeah. Let's see. Nova Sports Network thinking about Memphis plus 6.5. I don't know. If I was going to go for a dog here, I think I would lean Cavs because, again, Portland is looking great. Also, Portland played on a back-to-back earlier in the Summer League, and they were fine. Memphis played on a back-to-back earlier in the Summer League, and they got absolutely crushed in the second of their back-to-back. So if I was going to take a dog here, it would definitely be the Cavs. And I kind of like Portland here to roll Memphis, which is why I took them on the team total over. That's one I'm not going to pull back. All right, you know what? I made a decision. I'm gonna go for the middle. I'm gonna go for the middle. I don't really like this over anymore. Mally Mal and everyone is totally right. I'm gonna add that one on. Under 176 minus 110. I'm taking it. Lakers under 176 minus 110. So in the morning I gave 170 minus 113 on the over. And now I'm giving under 176 minus 110. So if it hits 170 or 176, I get a side. 171, 72, 73, 74, 75, I get that old middle. Let's see what happens here. But I'm definitely doing that one. Yeah, I agree. This could be a very, very different game. They've already impressed LeBron. They're coming off a huge offensive explosion. This is going to be a tougher game. I think Cleveland probably has some value at plus 6.5. And they might start D'ing up a little bit here, and if anything, try to impress LeBron with a little bit of D. That's what I'm thinking. Giorgio Migliaccio says Lakers win by 10. Nova Sports Network likes the Cavs. Michael Lunde says the players that sat yesterday for Cleveland didn't get a chance to show off for LeBron, so under that thought, those guys will be going all out, right? Yes, everyone's going to be going nuts because LeBron's sitting there watching them. Does that mean over or under? This is a tough one. Giorgio Migliaccio says Lakers win by 10 plus. Lakers win by 10 plus. Yeah, we'll see. I did notice that the final last year in the NBA Summer League was very low scoring. It actually went into overtime. Very low scoring. Nova Sports Network likes both dogs, Grizzlies plus 6 and Cavs plus 6.5. You might be right. I like the Cavs more than the Grizzlies, though. Let's see. Kobe Valentine says a lot of these players won't ever play in front of LeBron again. They'll do what they can to impress him. Man, unbelievable. All right. Okay. And by the way, going for middles is something that most professional handicappers don't do. But the ones who are doing it just because lines rarely move in so much that a play on the other side is warranted. But in smaller markets, it absolutely would be warranted. And if the lines did move that much, pros would absolutely do that. The pros who have spreadsheets and just use models to dictate their bets would absolutely do that. If they bet one side and the line moves enough, they would absolutely go back and take the other side. So that is entirely something that professional guys are thinking about. Let's see. Other comments here. Let me see. BMOC likes the Lakers. He's 14-7 in Summer League this season. Yeah, I mean the Lakers are doing great. I'm just concerned that this might be a little bit of that the Cavs players are going to come in and that they're going to be rested, playing for LeBron and keep it relatively close. But all right, let's see. Other comments here coming in. Let me see. Yeah, Young Vaughn says it's going to be an intense game. I feel under. Jay Patel still liking the over. All right, so I've done it. I've taken the Blazers team total over 86. I bet at 84.5. I'm not going to pull that one back, and it's now 86.5, and I do like that one. And I'm going for a middle on the total in the Lakers and the Cavs game. And in the home run derby, Baez and Hoskins. And Schwarber, you know, I was leaning Schwarber pretty big time. And the market has backed that lean up. But I have tremendous respect for all the guys in the comments section who are suggesting that Bregman's going to do much better than the market's giving him credit for. So I'm going to hold off on that one. All right. Paulie D says, who is your pick in the home run derby? Paulie D, I did not give a pick to win the derby. I just made 2 first-round plays. I took Baez plus 120, and I took the Hoskins in the morning at plus 114. Market has moved strongly against me. He's now up into the plus 130s. But you know, I took Hoskins, and that's what I did. And I think Hoskins might even be a good shot at 9-1 to win the whole thing. But I'm not going to make that one an official pick. All right, let's see. Grocer Thomas says Cleveland and Memphis played one more game this tourney, only playing 3rd straight day. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Mally Mal says, the same thing happened Houston last game against Detroit on the side. Opened at 390, moved all the way up to 445. Detroit smoked. It's kind of the same situation. Well, kind of. A little bit of a different situation, though. I always, on the last day of an MLB last day of the first half and last day of the regular season, I'm always looking to expect the unexpected, and I just did not have the balls to take Detroit -1 in that one, and that would have been like a freaking 6-unit win for me if I had done that. But they were definitely in my leans column. Detroit -1 and the second half at plus 160, and even the Detroit first 5 innings team total over 1 at -142. The only play I wound up tweeting out was Houston first 5 innings team total over 2.5, which lost. I also like the first 5 innings over. Detroit first 5 innings team total over 1. Detroit second half and Detroit -1. Just didn't have the balls to tweet them out and make them official. But, this is a totally different situation, I think. Although it's true that the market is often way, way wrong. Of course, absolutely. Paulie D, are you sure you're not Walter Cronkite? Maybe I am. I don't know. No, I'm not sure, Paulie D. I'm not sure at all. I might be. You know what I'm saying? I might be on his level. Absolutely. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Paulie D, to answer your questions. Thank you for the compliment. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, that's it for the Summer League games. Now let's move on to just thoughts on MLB. Continuing thoughts. We're going to be doing this all day in both shows tomorrow, both shows on Wednesday, and both shows on Thursday. Anyone who has any thoughts on what to expect from the second half of the MLB season, just shout them out, whether it's about bullpens, lineups, teams that'll be undervalued, overvalued, starting pitchers you're looking to fade, starting pitchers you're looking to bet on. Once again, a popular pick for negative regression in the second half is the Seattle Mariners. They were the 3rd best team in terms of ROI in the first half of the season, but the run differential is not good, is not what you would expect from a team with their record. They won a lot of close games, a lot of one-run games. They do have a good closer, but people are expecting regression, negative regression from Seattle in the second half, at least when it comes to ROI. And Philly was also top 5 in terms of ROI in the first half. Philly was the 5th best team in terms of ROI in the first half overall. Let me bring up my spreadsheet here. But Philly, I believe, had a positive double-digit ROI return. And there were some people suggesting in the morning show that Philly might also be in for some negative regression upcoming in the second half, suggesting that Philly's lineup is overrated and overvalued, and that their bullpen is in decline. Philly had a quality bullpen for a stretch of the first half, and I was betting them on second halves, and their bullpen was definitely getting it done. They definitely regressed and fell down in the last 30 days of the first half, and they might be in for further decline with their bullpen and lineup in the second half. So Philly and Seattle might be 2 great candidates that were in the top 5 in terms of ROI overall in the first half for negative regression. The other teams that were in the top 5 in the first half, of course, Oakland, Boston, and Atlanta. Out of those teams, I could see Atlanta regressing a little bit. Boston, though, I don't know, man. Boston plus 14% ROI overall in the first half. They were the 2nd most profitable team in baseball, 2nd to Oakland. And I don't know, maybe Boston won't have a double-digit return in the second half because they're definitely going to have some huge favorite lines, especially at home. But Hard to see them being a losing proposition, just betting blindly, unless the injury bug hits them. Their bullpen is good and improving. Their lineup obviously is what it is. Starting pitching obviously is what it is. And, they're just the kind of team that we've seen from them in years past. They're the kind of team that has such a great lineup, and with a solid bullpen, they don't even necessarily need strong starting pitching to be a good bet. It's just their lineup carries them, especially at home. So maybe Boston we would expect positive returns from Boston again in the second half, if not double-digit returns. Let's see. And then the bottom five, it was ugly. Baltimore, minus 35.5%. That means every dollar you bet, if you bet Baltimore blindly every game, every dollar you bet, you lost 35 just by betting on Baltimore. Bam, you donked off 35% of every dollar you bet. KC, minus 30% ROI overall on the in the first half. And then rounding out the bottom five, the White Sox at minus 18%, Mets at minus 15%, and the Washington Nationals at minus 13% ROI overall in the first half. Are the Nationals going to be a profitable team in the second half? I'm not exactly sure. A very frustrating team, right? They would explode for 17 runs, once or twice in every 10-game span. And the other 8 or 9 games in that span, they'd be scoring 3 runs, 2 runs. You bet on them. You're waiting for the offensive explosion to come in the 5th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning, maybe 9th inning, and it never happened. On the other hand, they did bolster their bullpen late in the first half, and their bullpen started to improve. So maybe their bullpen will help them out. I'm not exactly sure what to expect from the Nationals in the second half. They're not likely to be too undervalued with Harper in the lineup, obviously, and with those big names in the starting rotation. So maybe the Nationals will continue to be a good fade in the second half. I'm not exactly sure what to expect from them. On the other hand, they do have, it seems like they're a sleeping giant with that lineup. Not quite, on the Red Sox or Yankees level, but still a sleeping giant nonetheless. Let's see if anyone is commenting here on, here you go. Here you go. Kobe Valentine says, fade Baltimore every game. Fade Baltimore every game, especially against teams in playoff races. Teams can't afford to lose games to them. Yeah, the big question, though, is just how much will the market react and respond to Baltimore's losing ways? It does feel like Baltimore has just some sort of back class in terms of their reputation, that they're not quite going to be the kind of massive underdog that, for instance, like KC would be in a year where and KC might turn out to be a good bet as a massive underdog in the second half. It does feel like if KC and Baltimore continue to be horrible in the second half, that KC's lines will start to get inflated as far as their big underdog lines, and that might not happen with Baltimore. So you might be right there. Kobe Valentine, fade Baltimore every game, especially against teams in the playoff races. Let's see. Paulie D says fade Seattle. Yes. Alan Action says, I've already been fading Baltimore. Congratulations, Alan Action. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Mally Mal says, what time Derby starts? 8 o'clock Eastern time, Mally Mal. I have all the answers. Any of you guys want. I do have the answers. Yes, I do. All of them. Not just about sports betting. About everything. I have all the answers about quantum physics, MGTOW, whatever, Trenbolone, working out, bodybuilding, whatever the hell you need, I can answer you. And Mally Mal, what time the Derby starts? 8 o'clock Eastern time. Nicholas Newell says Cubs are going to make a major move in the second half. Yes, obviously, the trade deadline is a huge deal. Where will Manny Machado land? Who will get brought up? There's a bunch of very, very promising prospects for Milwaukee. For who else? Well, the Yankees have that starting pitcher who they might bring up. He has one of the best changeups in the game, supposedly. So you have to be careful of keep in mind and keep an eye out for prospects that get brought up. And Cleveland has a catcher who might get brought up, and he might come out, get brought up and have an explosive start offensively, so he might give them a boost. And when Miller comes back for their bullpen, Cleveland actually might be a team to look to bet on in the second half. Let me see. In the second half, Cleveland overall in the first half was actually bottom 10 in terms of ROI, minus 7.5%. And Cleveland might be a great team to circle and look to bet on, look for value in the second half. Obviously, when Kluber is starting, you're eating a minus 350 line or whatever a lot of the time. But Cleveland, especially if their bullpen starts to improve and their offense continues to be productive, and explosive. Cleveland might be a team with some betting value in the second half. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Mohamed Joma, this is my official parlay for the Derby. Harper, Baez, Bregman, plus 627. Thoughts? Well, my first thought is the market disagrees with you on Bregman, but some very educated and savvy handicappers in our comments section, more than a few, are agreeing with you on that one. Baez, one of my plays. What can I tell you? I think it's a sharp play. I think it's a sharp play for the reasons that I stated. And then Harper, again, the market is betting Harper. That might be square money coming in on Harper, but the market is definitely betting Harper up. And I hope you cash Mohamed Joma. The tough one there is going to be Bregman, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Mally Mal says especially Cleveland at home might be a good bet. Yes, very possibly so. Kobe Valentine, kind of like the feel of fading Seattle. They've been lucky to win a lot of these games. Half their wins have been one-run games. A ball bounces different, they will lose. Yes. So maybe we want to think about fading Seattle. Maybe we want to think about fading Philly in the second half. Maybe we want to think about betting on Cleveland. And we'll get a better read on a lot of these teams in the next few days. The Yankees, of course, were an awesome team and profitable, but because they were such a massive favorite, not a double-digit profitable team, just plus 6% ROI overall on the year, which was worse than San Francisco. San Francisco plus 6.5% and worse than Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was plus 7% ROI overall on the year, including the best ROI at home, plus 22% ROI at home for Tampa Bay. Is that likely to continue? Is Tampa Bay going to be a profitable team in the second half? Maybe so, because Tampa Bay is obviously a team that uses advanced analytics better than most in the major leagues. They're doing those crazy things with starting relief pitchers for an inning and then bringing on someone else. And it feels like Tampa Bay is going to be a team that's going to continue to be undervalued. They don't really have the names on their roster that it's going to lead them to be to get overvalued. And Tampa Bay might actually continue to have kind of under the radar betting value. They're not going to win every game, but feels like Tampa Bay is going to be the kind of team that is going to maintain their betting value that we saw from them in the first half into the second half. What do you think about that? I might have just talked myself into blindly betting Tampa Bay, at least for the first month of the second half. What do you guys think about that? No? Maybe? Let's see. All right, other comments here. Let me see. Yes, a lot of people talking about Cleveland when Miller comes back. Alan Action says, I agree. Once Miller comes back, the bullpen, it'll be more stable with players back in normal positions. Okay. Let me see. Michael Lunday says, Pete, would you consider doing a video series on how you handicap different sports, like walking through calculations you do or specific stats you look at and what weight you give to them, etc.? Of course I would, Michael Lunday. Of course I would. If I have the time, I would consider doing any video that anyone wanted to see. Absolutely, and I would even I would love to have if I did a video series like that, have a carefully selected group of guest commenters in those videos as well. Absolutely, I would love to do it. It's just a matter of time, Michael Lunday. Working 24/7 the entire season, except for this week. This is the only week where I don't work 24/7, so there's not a lot of time to do extra videos, but I would love to do a video like that. Let me see, what else do we have here? What else? Yes, Anil Frank says, White Sox will finish strong, especially if Kopech and Eloy get called up. Yes, Eloy is one of these, is an outfielder with huge power. A little bit of a negative of a liability on defense, but the White Sox have some guys in the minors who are also looking pretty promising. The White Sox, the Brewers, and Cleveland have some guys in the minors who might get called up, and of course the Yankees have a starting pitcher. The Yankees have a couple guys actually who might get called. So yeah, the White Sox, look out for guys getting called up. The White Sox, the Brewers, Cleveland, and the Yankees, off the top of my head, all have prospects who are likely to get called up this year and may very well have a big impact. Maybe I'll put a segment in one of the upcoming shows just on prospects that might get called up and what kind of impact they might have. All right, so let's see. What do we have here? Coming on, comments. Let me see. Wait. Hold on. Let me see. What else is going on here? I don't know. People are having conversations. Here. All right, I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the comment section here. Sean Roberts says, I'm thinking you lose 10 units, Shaq. I assume he's talking about blindly betting Tampa Bay in the second half. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here, Sean Robertson. Tampa Bay was quietly a nicely profitable, not a wildly profitable team in the first half, but a nicely profitable team. Of course, playing an unusual brand of ball, and I'm thinking they just have the profile of the kind of team that maintains their value, long term. Not huge value, but mid-single digits. We'll see how it goes. I'm not exactly sure what I think about Tampa Bay going forward. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. All right. So let's see. That's it for thoughts on review of the first half in MLB and a look ahead to the second half. We'll be having this segment in every show, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we do have a few minutes. If anyone has any questions, you shout them out, and I will try my best to answer them as honestly and comprehensively as I possibly can. If no one has any questions, we can end this show a little bit early. Lucrative Larry is not going to do his segment today. Jimmy the Bag is out. There's not a whole lot to bet on, so we can end this show, 5 minutes early if we want. If anyone has any questions, you can shout them out. And if no one has any questions, we'll wrap this show up early. Giovanni Ritchie says, I'm living in Tampa Bay, Pete, and I can tell with the Rays' new stadium in Ybor, they're out to prove everyone wrong on the process. I think you're right. Okay, yes, there's supposed to be a new stadium in Tampa in Ybor City. Ybor City, of course, used to be a rundown, very dangerous neighborhood. Now, it's for the past 20 years or so, it's become hip as hell. And Tampa Bay is building their new stadium in Ybor City. So they're trying to get some momentum and attract attention to the Tampa Bay Rays. And Giovanni Ritchie says, I'm living in Tampa, and I can tell with the Rays' new stadium, they're out to prove everyone wrong on their process. I think you're right that Tampa Bay will have betting value in the second half. And again, they also just seem to have the profile of the kind of team that can stay a little bit under the radar with their winning and with their market valuations. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in. Brian Watson says, great job, Pete. Thank you so much, Brian Watson. This ain't easy. Making compelling, internet content all by myself, with no one to bounce any jokes off of, with no one to take things over when I need to, to scan comments or to open up a page or look at some research. So thank you very much, Brian Watson. I appreciate you. Ron Walsek says, what are your best money management tips? Okay, Ron Walsek, I made this up. What I'm about to tell you, I made up. So if anyone else says that they made it up, they're lying. Just think about your bets in terms of milk fat, right? If you want to drink skim milk, fine. If you want to drink, 1% milk, fine, whatever. If you want to drink whole milk, fine. Have a great time. But you would never drink 10% milk fat, right? Milk with 10% fat, right? So you want to make your bet sizes roughly in line with the percentage of fat in milk, right? 1%, 2%, 3%. Yes. If you're having a party and you really feel like it's something you want to do, sure, 4%, 5%. But if you're betting into big markets and even into small markets, it's rare that you're going to have an edge, of 10%. And so you want to use the Kelly calculator at sportsbookreview.com. It's actually, I think if you go to the SBR forum, all the way on the right, you'll see tools. And if you click on tools, it'll take you to a page. There's a whole bunch of tools that I still use all the time. There's a Kelly calculator there, and you can play around with the Kelly calculator, and you can see what kind of edges and based on what kind of edges combined with what kind of odds dictate what kind of bet sizes. And you can see that that if you start to bet 5%, 10% of your bankroll on a certain bet, you're implying a massive edge, which you might have, but you also might be overestimating your edge as well. So, in general, money management should be, it's rare that you should be betting more than 1%, 2%, 3% of your bankroll size, in the same way that it's rare that you should be ever drinking milk with more than 1%, 2%, 2.5%, 3% milk fat. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're going nuts and your life is over and you just want to like chug 50% fat milk, and go for it. You want to go all in on some play, but just be aware of what you're doing is what I'm trying to say. Be aware of the edge that you're implying that you have if you are betting a certain amount of your bankroll, a certain percentage of your bankroll on a bet that has a certain odds. And you can use the Kelly calculator, play around with it. There's descriptions below all of those tools that explain what they do and how to use them. And it's great to learn about the theory behind sports betting. But a rule of thumb would be, yeah, stick to 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. But be careful going over 5% of your bankroll on any individual bet. All right. On the other hand, though, it is true that there can be some props where the smaller the market, the more likely it is that you can have a bet that has that big of an edge that it would warrant a 10% or 12% of your bankroll bet. But it's something you just have to be careful about. And if you want to make those size bets, just be aware of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. All right, what else do we have here? Anil Frank, Pete, how did you get your job at SBR, and did you expect it to come this far? You don't want to know that story, Anil Frank. It's you don't want to take the steps that I took in life to get my job at SBR. Let's see. Other comments here. Let's see. Questions. Looking for questions. Sean Robertson says, this is internet gold, Loshak. Well, wow. Did you see that? Internet gold. You see what I'm doing over here, Larry? You get that? Internet gold. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Sean Robertson. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Other questions here. Funny shit coming in here. Let me see. Other questions. Blake Kurtz says, one day I want to hear the story. Yeah, I will tell the story one. I have a lot of stories that are, some make me look great, some are a little bit embarrassing, and I will be happy to tell them all in due time. Let's see. Whatever happened to Justin Seven? He's around, posting comments that I see, on social media, the standard comments, smart, insightful, arrogant, dickhead, nerd comments, I love the guy. I personally love the guy. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Johnny Redbeard JRB says, Pete, are you going to IFBC? Yes. If I'm so lucky to live that long, I am scheduled to be there. Yes, I do have a ticket. Daycash 23 Flower 123. Have you ever had a real job before? LOL. Yes, I used to work in politics. Yes, I did. Used to work in electoral politics for the big boys. Yes, I did. Before that, I had insane jobs. Did I ever work at Starbucks? Yes. Did I ever work at the Gap? Yes. Yes, I did. Absolutely. Let me see. What other jobs did I have? Did I ever work as a messenger? Yes. Yes, I did. I had lots of real jobs before. Let me see. Other comments here. Gas station sushi. Whenever I go to CR, I go to Chubb's Sportsbook to watch American sports. Pete, have you been? Yes. Gas station sushi. Yes. I have been to Chubb's. Of course I have. Oh, really? Larry, did they close Chubb's? Yeah, I have been to Chubb's. Most of the time I spend in my house, but really? Chubb's is closed? Wow. Okay, Chubb's is closed. Didn't know that. Did not know that. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Ron Walsek. Shout out Ron Walsek. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Ron Walsek. All right, I guess that's about it. Oh, Randy Lockhart says, how do you bet MLB second half? Well, you can bet it at the half, but also Heritage Bookmaker, DSI, and Bookmaker clones all offer, like Just Bet, all offer second half bets before the game. And it's just it's a market that I feel like I have an edge in for various reasons, and I like to bet them. So yeah, not all books offer them. Hopefully more will start offering them in the future. But yeah, right now a lot of books do. You know, Heritage, Bookmaker, DSI, Just Bet. Any book that clones Bookmaker's lines, that clones Chris's lines, will have second half bets before the game, and Heritage does as well. All right, I guess that's about it. I guess that is about it. I guess that's about it. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Anil Frank says there's 2 Chubbs. Larry, there's 2 Chubbs, aren't there? Larry, there's 2 Chubbs.
The one I know is closed.
Really? Yeah, but there's 2. There's not 2 of them? No. Are you sure it didn't just move?
Maybe.
All right, I don't know. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Anyway, okay. Let's see. Okay. I guess that's about it. There's a lot of other questions that are coming in. Some I would like to answer, some I can't answer, and some I could answer, but we're just running out of time. Anyway, all throughout this week, of course, there's not a whole lot to bet on, so I will throw in a Q&A segment, you know, in every on the agenda, on the schedule for every show, morning and evening. So if you have any specific questions, think about them, and I will try to get to them if we have time. It's hard to imagine that we'll be able to eat up a whole hour in both shows. So if we don't, a Q&A segment will happen at the end. Once again, I'm on Baez, and I am on Hoskins in the first round of the Home Run Derby. I hope at least one of them cashes. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks so much, everyone.